All right. Okie doke. I'm upset. Why? Why are you upset? What you upset about? Little W? I mean a little L? Who cares about a loss right now? Clan. What's up, man? Fun. Yeah, I gotta watch it. Wemby interview. Okay, Sohan did phenomenal on the board. Okay, what should we do? So we got news, right? So like, I want to talk about that. Hold on, actually, I don't think I brought all of them up. Did I repost them earlier, or did I? Let's see what I did here. I don't remember. I was at work, so I don't. Oh gosh, I don't know if I can play this. Destination. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember now. Okay. I'm probably not. So this is a first. So one thing that I want to go over was a first take clip. But, you know, I don't know if they copyright that. So I don't want to risk it. So I'm not going to mess with that. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not going to risk that. But I will still talk about that. And it was something else I thought. I definitely wanted to mention. Didn't I repost it? Oh, I reposted right here. Here in the sources. Alright, and then let's see. Alright, so hold on. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so this could be interesting. Where's my phone? Something brought up to me that I wanted to mention, but can't remember exactly what it was. We got rid of it. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. So definitely want to talk about our boy here, De'Aaron Fox, but also you guys mentioned a Wemby interview. So let's see. I heard that Carolina asked him about the KD hate, and I'm wondering what he says to that. So I definitely want to go over that. So let me bring that up. We'll leave that on the back burner. And then we play Friday, so I guess let's do one more segment, I guess. How do you do a trade machine? Hold on, trade machine, NBA trade machine. Here we go. All right, Can you do it from here? I've actually never done anything like that. Like, I want to do a 3-team trade. Can you do 3 teams? What website do you guys normally use? Let's see, add a second team. So we would add the Kings. Oh, okay, you can do a 3rd team. And then the 3rd team. I don't want to give that away yet. Let's do this. Okay. So, is this what it is? I guess this is it. But on here, on this one, can you even give away picks? What do you guys normally use? Because I would like to also add in picks, but this is just players, I think. Oops. So this is just ESPN's trade machine. So what's a better one? Do you guys know? Wemby tried to fight like 3 people today. Yeah, he's soft. Fanspo? Fanspo, okay. Oh, got you. Alright. Alright, so I'm a... let's see. So I want to concoct a trade with you guys. So we'll do that. So that'll be the 3 things that we do. Okay. You guys probably want to talk about this game, but honestly, I don't care. I don't care. We're not going to make that like a whole thing, okay? We're just going to see Spurs. We'll just look at the stats and like graze over it. Like I do not care about this loss. The only interesting thing that came out of it was Victor Wembanyama getting really upset at Zubac. Let's be real, though. He wasn't going to do anything. He wasn't going to fight him. But I wonder what it was. Like, it looked like Zubac might have looked back and said something. And I'm sure it upset Wemby, but, like, I don't know. Wemby getting mad is great. Get passionate. Get mad. You're getting pushed around and get strength because of it. That's good. And also, a lot of people are calling him a flopper. And I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, some players have been trying him with that too. Just stats really quick. I mean, if you guys care, I don't really care. The team, we did all right. You know, it came down to, once again, kind of playing to our competition. Couldn't shoot ourselves out of a rut. Still think that we should play more players. You know, we don't have a lot of room not to, but whatever. So that still kind of bothers me. Zach Collins. I mean, it's not like the group that we're running right now. We're just on a tear, right? Or we're near the playoffs and it's time to lock in. Like, I mean, we're still a 500 team regardless. Why not just F? Did the stream go down? Hello? Oh, crap. I'm having connection problems? Little pause? Oh, okay. Oh, oop, that's not good. All right. Yeah, for a minute or so, the stream went down for a bit. Oh, that's not good. I didn't get a notification that it did. Oh, it did say that. It said it a minute ago that it went down and reconnected. That's weird. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. I still don't agree with not playing more players. Like, come on. I mean, look at the rebounding numbers. 17 assists, or offensive rebounds, 17 offensive rebounds to our 7. 40 defensive rebounds to our 23. Overall, 57 to our 30. Like, play Zach Collins, play Bassey, get creative with it. Make sure other big men can be out there and you're not just solely relying on Sohan. That's what I mean when people are like so critical of every player on this team. I just don't think it's time for that. The only player on here or actually only a couple players on here where I think criticism is justified is Keldon and Zach, and that's only because of their experience in the league. Keldon being the longest tenure Spurs, so if there's any critiques there, like, I think that it's justified. But it seems like for the rest of the team, it's just weird, man. It's just weird that we're not playing more players. You're struggling, and it seems like every game, it's no adjustments, no flexibility here. You're struggling on the boards. You have 2 big men on the bench. Like, I mean, I don't think that they're like great or phenomenal or nothing, but like, you can play them. They've gotten minutes in the NBA before. And the problem when you do this is when you do play them, they're not going to be ready to go. They're going to be rusty. So, like, let's say we put them out there finally. They're rusty, and then what? Now they're not going to play anymore? You need to consistently find a way to give these guys minutes, man. Pop did it. I mean, he did it with Branham and Wesley. And if you're not going to do it to help with the center situation, we'll do it to help with the shooting or do it to keep up the pace that you want. I don't know. It's just, overall, I was just like, same old story. And against the Clippers, who are just a better team than us, you're not going to get away with that. And we did not get away with that. So, just is what it is. But overall, there's nothing in this game that told us anything different than what we already knew, that we're going to have losses like this, So, at least it was close, and it took some pretty big shots from the Clippers to go ahead and finish it off. But, it is what it is. I'm just not upset. I don't really care about this loss. I had no emotions during this game. Clan, have you seen win-lose splits? What? What is night and day? What is that? What are we talking about? Huh? Can you read Sohan's stats for tonight? 3 for 4 from the field. No rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And a turnover. And 7 points. Yeah. This game was lame. I just didn't care. Yeah, me too. I'm more interested in that too. Why are there Victor haters in the chat? Y'all crazy. Go root for another team then. It is strange. We got a few. No rebounds. Oh, for Sohan? That is weird. That's uncharacteristic, I think. But then again, I mean, you're slotting him in at center. I mean, he's coming off the bench. I don't know. I have to rewatch the game to see like what was happening. Because we know how hard he boxes out. So maybe it was one of those situations where you're boxing out and other people are getting the rebounds. But to be honest, Spurs got no rebounds. I mean, like I said, we only got 30 as a team. About half of those came from Wemby. And the Clippers have 57. So, like, nobody really got rebounds. The most rebounds anyone got was 3. And Wemby got 12. You look at the Clippers, you got Leonard with 6. Derrick Jones with 7. Zubac with 22. So you put Sohan next to Zubac. I mean, what is he going to do there? 8 for Powell. 5 for Batum. Like, that's rough, man. Wemby getting exposed like a beginner. Wemby had a bad game, and he was 50% from the field, 50% from 3, had 12 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks, and a total of 23 points. What are you talking about? And he's not even done with his second year in the NBA. Not even close to being done with his second year in the NBA. What are you talking about? Ah, man. Yeah. Lame game. Who cares? No one cares. All right. This is what we actually care about, okay? None of that matters. All right. None of that matters. Let's see. What is this? All right. Is the stream still here? Because okay, I think yeah, the stream's still here. This article isn't coming up that I just had up, so let's see. Oh wait, this is 9 hours ago. Oh dude, I was gonna bring up. Okay, actually, this article isn't talking about what I was thinking about. Okay. Cool. I do need to bring up that old article. Why is my computer acting like this? My guy, come on. Get it together. Get your game. Get your head in the game. All right. All right. Jeez. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Guys, make sure Rivals is closed. I might play a game after this stream and then I go to bed. Okay. I'm going straight to bed. I'm just like maybe a game, a couple, and then I'm going to bed. Clan having Cap as his main is crazy. Not gonna lie. Is it really? I'll be honest with you, man. At the higher elos, I cannot get out of Diamond 3. I keep wavering from Diamond 3 to Plat 1. And I think the reason being is because the times in which I'm playing. If you play like at night, you're good for the most part. I guess that's where when the tryhards are on. But when you do it like after work in the evening or whatever, nah, dude, it's like the worst. Everyone's dumb. Nah, same, bro. Yeah. And a character like Cap, like I'm not solely relying on the team, but I'm relying on the team's knowledge that when I create space and when I create chaos, that they'll capitalize on it. So there's been so many times where I'll go in, I know what I can do, how to survive and get out, and I'll have people spamming in the text chat, hey, come back, or what is it, fall back, like fall back. And I'm like, oh my God, bro, you don't even know what I'm doing. Like, you don't even, like, I'm not going in just to take on 1v6. Like, I'm not Kendrick, 1v20 is 20, I'm not Kendrick. 20v1, it's a 1v20. I'm not doing that. I'm just creating havoc, creating chaos, splitting their team apart a little bit. Maybe a few of their tanks are going forward. I'm attacking their supports. I'm not even coming in for a kill. If I can't get it, I'm not going to get it, I mean, I've had games in Diamond that were really hard fought, and I was like 5-9, and you cannot tell. You can go and watch the footage. You cannot tell me I wasn't making a difference. So, like, I know what I'm doing, but everybody's like, fall back, and they just play so scared, and then they expect me to just be frontline and team playing like a tank. or a Doctor Strange or whatever. It's like, bro, I'm not that type of character. I can come back, help, jump back in, come back, help, jump back in, but I'm not gonna just sit there and let them eat up my shield. And then I'm just like, what? They really do need a buff Cap though. He needs some stronger punches. All right, okay, sorry. Enough nerd talk. Enough nerd talk. Okay. All right, so I wanted to have some fun with you guys, okay? So I came over to this website, Trade Machine, okay? Because people ask all the time what kind of trades are available. And I wanted to do something in which we don't have to give up much at all. And I want to see if we can figure it out. Me in the chat. We're going to figure this out, okay? So let's go ahead and add our teams. I've never done this before, okay? So bear with me. We'll start with the Spurs because we love the Spurs, right? Second team, we'll have the Kings. We'll just keep them in the middle. Now, the question is this. In order for us to trade anything over to the Kings, right? Anything over to the Kings. What it's going to look like, and we don't want to give up like too much, we're going to need a third team. Like, there's no way we can trade with the Kings, not give up much, and a third team is not involved. Okay? And you know that the Spurs are very, very smart. And I think that they're going to have a tough and difficult time parting ways with Castle or Vassell. Now, if that's what it takes, I am not one of those people. I'll be transparent with you. I'm not one of those people that say, no, off the table, no matter what, I'm not getting rid of these guys. Like, I'm not doing that. I don't think that that's, I don't know. I think that would be a little irresponsible. I think we need to realize how good De'Aaron Fox is. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to keep them. I desperately want to keep them. And Devin Vassell would fit better with De'Aaron Fox than Castle would. But Castle fits just about anywhere anyways. Just the type of player he is. Like, he can do everything. So I'm not worried about that too much. And I really like his potential. So here's the thing. We got to add a third team. Now, I'll set the stage, okay? This is me setting the stage. We got to think about a team that the Kings would be interested in. So we know this. We know that the Kings want to win now. So that was some big information that came out, that they actually want to make the playoffs this season. That's what they want to do. They want to make the playoffs this season. So I wonder if that's the case, then would they actually even want Castle? You know, and if that's the case, is Devin Vassell enough for them to feel like, okay, that's a win now player that we just plug in? I mean, no offense to Devin, but he is definitely a downgrade to De'Aaron Fox, right? So what's a player that they've been interested in, right? They've been interested in Zach LaVine for like the longest. Okay, it hasn't been the longest. I actually think it's just been since like July of 2024. So if they've been interested in Zach LaVine, we need to just add the Bulls to this mix, right? Like, that would be a third team. Oh, Bulls, yeah, you guys are good. Wait, what? I don't know. You might be responding to someone else. But yeah, so the Bulls, right? So we're gonna add the Bulls. How do I add the Bulls? Never done this before. Can you add a third team? What is this? Ah, here it is. Let's see. Bulls. All right, now we're cooking, okay? Now we're cooking. Now, let me ask you guys this, okay? We need to give away as much as we possibly can, right? Yes, give away as much as we possibly can right off the bat. So who are some of the players that you are willing to part ways with? So I'm going to go ahead and say this. Devin Vassell, no. Okay? Victor Wembanyama, no. Let's say Steph Castle, no. Jeremy Sohan, no. Right? And I feel like the Spurs will feel that way too. So who are some... Oh my goodness. Who are some players that you guys would like to get rid of? Why is my internet doing this? Wemby is trash. Okay, so you want to get rid of Wemby for De'Aaron Fox. Okay, can I get like a real answer, please? Keldon, Collins, okay. We're gonna exit page because it's acting stupid. Look at that. Oh, snap. No idea what just happened there. And that's okay. You know, guys, sometimes in life you have hiccups, you know? But you have to decide whether you're going to just roll with the punches or lay down and cry. And I am close to crying. All right, cool. So we said Keldon. So let's move Keldon over to... Oh, my goodness, this is ridiculous. All right, let's move Keldon over to the Kings. So we'll trade him to the Kings. All right, so now Keldon's with the Kings, okay? Keldon Johnson's with the Kings. All right, what else are we willing to get rid of? Wesley and or Branham. Okay, we can do Branham. We'll just send all this over to the Kings and then we'll adjust it from there. I don't think we would need to bring anything over to the Bulls, any players over to the Bulls, but whatever. We'll see how it works. So let's do. You said Malachi. Trade to Kings. Sure. Anybody else? Collins. Trade to Kings. Okay. So thus far, the Spurs have given up basically nothing. You know, it kind of makes sense for Branham to go over to the Bulls because if the Bulls are going full rebuild mode, I mean, because trading away Zach LaVine, in my opinion, speaks to we need to start rebuilding, possibly, right? But Malachi, Keldon, Zach, I think that's pretty fair. I'm actually gonna go ahead and send him to the Bulls. Because, you know, why would they need him? They're about to get Zach LaVine. So let's go ahead and send Zach LaVine to the Kings. So now they got Zach LaVine. That's the guy that they really wanted. And then we'll go ahead and send De'Aaron Fox over to the San Antonio Spurs. Is there really anybody else? We might have to cap. We might have to cap match. But I guess we'll get there when we get there. All right, so let's see. I feel like we still need to give away one more player. I don't think this will be enough. I feel like 4 players is gonna have to bounce. What are you guys thinking? What makes sense? De'Aaron Fox is a guard or point guard. Said Trey Jones. All right, we'll do that. That works. That works. Okay. Sorry, I just got a text message. Okay. All right, that works. So you said Trey Jones? All right, we'll send Trey Jones over to the... Let's send him over to the Bulls. Okay, so you got rid of 4 players. Okay, so you cleared the way pretty decently for yourself, I think. All right, so now let's go ahead and look at picks. So now we got to get rid of a lot of picks. All right, there's a lot of picks that's going to have to go. All right, there's no way around this one. All right, and a lot of them going to the Kings and a few of them going to the Bulls because the Bulls, they want to possibly rebuild. At least that's the thought process here. Because they're not good. They're just so mediocre. It's time, guys. It's time. You got a young, good player in Modest Buzelis. It's time to grow up. Okay, you got to rebuild like the rest of us. All right, so I'm not giving them Atlanta. No one's getting Atlanta. Me personally. All right, you guys okay with that? We're keeping Atlanta, right? Now this is the one that might be kind of controversial. How do you guys feel about getting rid of the 2025? How do you feel about it? What you thinking? What are you thinking? Do it? Because let me tell you why I'm cool with it. The reason why I'm cool with it is because if we get De'Aaron Fox, then our 2025 first round pick isn't as sweet as I thought it was going to be. Because I think you add De'Aaron Fox to this roster and now the Spurs are winning these pretty close games. And now you're possibly maybe the end of the playoffs, right? Like you might be 8th seed playoffs, right? And if that's the case, your draft pick isn't as great as it could have been. So I'm going to go ahead and give that away. We already know. All right, they want to win now, right? Kings want to win now. Bulls might be going ahead and saying, all right, it was time to rebuild. Let's send that over to the Bulls. All right, so now the Bulls have... I don't like how this layout is. I guess when you're done, it like looks better or something. I don't know. I don't like how it look. Where's the picks? Oh, I guess we can do it like that. Okay. Sure, whatever. All right. So we gave them a 2025 first round pick. All right, now the Chicago one. Let's give it back. Right? That makes sense. We'll just go ahead and give it back. They don't know where they're going to be, right? But we can give them that back. That's fine. And how things are going for them, I have no idea what their landscape will look like by the end of this, and they've been really frustrating me. So I'm gonna trade that to the Bulls. That is fine. So now the Bulls have our 2025 first round, and are you guys okay with that? Kings will decline. Why would the Kings decline so far? You get Keldon, you get Zach LaVine, you get Zach Collins. Why would they've been wanting Zach LaVine forever. They're getting their Zach LaVine. I don't think it's that crazy. Me personally, I don't think it's that crazy. All right. So now it's a matter of more that we have to give to the Kings. So let's look at the landscape here. So we got a bunch of second round picks. We're probably not going to use any of those, right? Like, we're not going to add any of those to the mix. I personally don't want to give them the 2026 Atlanta swap rights, right? I feel like already our team's going to be looking so good after that draft with the Atlanta pick and with De'Aaron Fox. I just don't think we're going to have a great pick in 26. And I don't trust the Atlanta Hawks to be like so much better during that next year. But that might be what it comes down to, right? They want these first round picks and they want them quick. We have all the leverage. We have a lot of leverage. We can do a lot. Second rounders, I'm not just throwing. Second rounders doesn't matter, okay? It's the first rounders that we really need to focus in on, right? So I'm just asking chat. You guys cool with the 2026? Giving them a 2026, the swap rights. I don't really want to, but we got to give something up. All right. Well, let's skip around a little bit. Yes, give it. Okay. All right. Let's do it. No one's gonna want this Hornet, which I'm cool with giving them this one too. Just for good measure, I'm gonna give them this this Charlotte Hornets one. I'll give it to the Kings. You know, that's more of like a pity first rounder. You can have it. You know. All right. Now let's look at the 2026. Now, you guys say go ahead and give them the Atlanta swap rights. That's tough. That is tough for me. We have our own, but it's not going to be that great. So we're really banking on this draft and De'Aaron Fox being awesome, which he is awesome. So sure, send them to the Kings. So thus far, what have the Spurs given up? We've given up Keldon Johnson, Zach LaVine, Malachi Branham, Trey Jones, our 2025 first round pick, which isn't that great because obviously we have the Atlanta Hawks pick that's going to be really bad, and ours going to be better because we got De'Aaron Fox. And then a 2025 first rounder that was Chicago's to begin with. So it's just like we're just this for that, you know? And that's cool. All right. Moving on. Oh, and we also given up the Hornets one just because I don't care because it's going to be a second rounder. And then the 2026 first rounder that was a swap with Atlanta. So we still get our own first round pick for that. Got it? All right, cool. All right, now let's look at the 2027. Okay, so we got to give up a little bit more. So this is when things get Pretty nice. Wait, is it 2027 or is it the 2031? Hold on. Oh, it's the 2031. Okay. We'll start. We'll jump to 2027. Oh gosh, I don't want to give them any of this. I don't know what the Atlanta Hawks are going to look like, but I know that the Spurs, or at least I'm confident that the Spurs are going to be pretty doggone good. I don't know if I'm willing to give away our first round pick or their first round pick. Trade Chris Paul? Well, don't do it just to do it. I mean, we probably don't have to. I think that's pretty nice. But where would you trade him to? I don't know if they're asking for... I mean, you would trade him to... I guess you would trade him to the Kings because they want to win now, I guess. But, like... Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess Devin Carter running point might not be enough, right? Okay. Keep Chris Paul. Trade Chris Paul, keep Chris Paul. All right, for now we have two. No, that's the same person. You're just spamming trade Chris Paul. Why keep Chris Paul? Because he helps us? Keep Atlanta's. They're going to be mid like usual. So you have that much faith. Now having the ability, anything can happen. Having your own pick is very powerful. But you think Atlanta is going to be terrible. So you're saying get rid of ours and keep theirs. Okay. If anyone is against that, that is fine. All right. Now it's one more. It's one more that's interesting here. If you scroll down and you go to 2031, we got the Kings swap rights. We can literally just give them that back. Doesn't matter. I mean, it might matter in long scheme of things, but doesn't matter. All right, so what are we looking at here? We gave up a lot. We gave up a whole lot, y'all. Wait, did I just... Oh, it's just showing what we... Okay, is it showing what we gave up? What is it doing here? Outgoing. Okay, gotcha. Then it's incoming. Gotcha. I understand it now. I get the game now. All right, so this is what the Spurs gave up. They gave up Keldon, Zach Collins, Malachi Branham, Trey Jones, Chris Paul for some reason. I don't like that. Chris Paul and Zach for Horder and Lyles. So you send Chris Paul to the Bull. Well, we just established that the Bulls want to rebuild, right? So like, why would they want that? Malachi Branham is an upcoming player. You know, Trey Jones is just a suitable backup point guard for now. You know, if you want to use them for that. Anyways, all that you said, all that for Fox won't help us win. This is actually not that bad. Okay, instead of looking at it as what you're giving up, look at what you could keep. You keep Devin Facette. You just got a star point guard. De'Aaron Fox is a star point guard. No and ifs or buts about it. You kept Devin. You kept Vic. You kept Steph Castle. You kept Jeremy Sohan. You kept the Atlanta's 2025 first round pick. That's going to be really good. You kept... Okay, not having a 2026 makes me a little nervous, though. That does make me a little nervous. But you got Atlanta's 2027. You have Boston swap rights for 2028, which might not be that great. Actually, no, we keep our 2026, right? No, we got rid of the 2026. I don't like that. Yeah, I'm keeping that. I'm gonna see if we can get away with keeping that. All right. So let's say we kept our 2020. Wait, it's the swap rights. So we do have a 2026. Are they missing one here? I feel like they're missing one here. He's a 2026 free agent. Though, what if he wants out? Okay, here's the problem. He's a free agent in 2026, but how things are right now, he just wants out. Like, if the only way, there's no way they last up to 2026. Like, they literally would just have to refuse to trade him. He wants out. He wants to be gone. And also, we would have his bird rights right now. So if you have his bird rights, you'll be able to, you know, sign other players in the process. Like everything will be lined up pretty nicely. Us just waiting for him to hopefully, possibly, for the Kings to just hold on to a player that don't want to be there for another year would be pretty risky. Like, either you trade for him or you don't right now. And then the idea after that is, yeah, we're just not going to get him. You're just not going to be able to get him, more than likely, because the Kings are going to trade him. Like, I don't think that there's any room for debate here. He has 1 year on his contract, one more year after this one. They want to get something for him. Not every player is going to be willing to do some type of sign and trade, and so you can go ahead. And it doesn't always work out like that, right? So if you want him, you do it now. You can't just like wait around. I don't think that's Clan. Rich Paul said De'Aaron Fox never requested a trade. Kings are open to shopping him though. It's been reported everywhere that actually, yeah, his preferred destination is the Spurs, and Shams has also said that any other place that he goes is basically a rental. So yeah, he wants out. Anyways. All right, so this is what we're giving up. I think that this is pretty good, but you keep in mind you're keeping a lot as well. The Spurs still have pretty decent control of their future. You got a plethora of second-round picks that you can also package in other deals. Like, you're looking good, and all you did was get rid of guys. I don't want to get rid of Chris Paul. I'm holding on to Chris Paul. I think he's pretty valuable for us, and nor do I think that I don't think the Kings will really care. Well, maybe he'll be in that package. But you got rid of 4 players, you got rid of 5 picks, but you still got a lot left. Kings will decline. Why would they decline this? Oh, you're saying we have to give them that? We have to give them Chris Paul? 3 first round. The Kings get 3 first round picks. Keldon, Zach Collins, and Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's the big one. They really want Zach LaVine. They've always wanted Zach LaVine. That's a big one. How do you finalize this? I don't know how this website works. This is like stupid. Maybe it looks different on phone. We get Kobe White. You got De'Aaron Fox. Why are you being so greedy? You got De'Aaron Fox. All right, so this was fun. Okay? So this is what I in the chat came up with. Well, actually, you know what? I'll leave this in there. You guys did say that should be included. That's pretty rough. I don't want to include the 2026, but I think that this actually makes sense. So if we want to keep these guys, right? And I think all of us do. We want to keep Devin Vassell. We want to keep Victor. We want to keep Castle. We want to keep Sohan, unless you don't know basketball. So we want to keep all these players, right? We want to keep them. We want to keep them intact. We really do believe in Devin at least being a 3rd best player on the team, maybe 4th. Victor Wembanyama is the man. Steph Castle has a lot of potential. Jeremy Sohan, he's your glue guy, your get to work guy, does the nasty work. You really need that type of player on your team. So you're looking pretty nice right here. Okay, you're looking pretty nice. And then you add a star point guard in the mix, which obviously the Spurs still need a point guard. I'm not fully bought in that Castle will be like our future point guard or whatnot, but I think that's pretty good. So if you want to keep all these players, you're going to have to do a 3-team trade, and it makes sense for the Bulls to want to begin to rebuild, right? They've been just mediocre continuously, and yeah, it's time. It's time. Hopefully they grow up and just say, hey, it's time to go ahead and trade. Get some things out of this, right? Get some things out of this. They might want more. I don't know what else, you can supply them with, but they might want more than this. And then it makes sense for the Kings, because the weird thing is the Kings have stated, like I said, that they're thinking about, oh, we want to win now, right? They're not thinking about a rebuild. That's why I brought up Castle initially when we first talked about this, because we thought, oh, maybe they're ready to just like kind of, you know, blow it up a little bit, like a little mini blow up. But no, they want to continue to win. And if they want to continue to win, I'm not fully bought in that Devin Vassell will suffice, you know? And I'm definitely not bought in that rookie Steph Castle will suffice. If you want to stay afloat and you're just doing a trade with the San Antonio Spurs, how much do we have to give up for you to feel like, oh yes, I'm comfortable that we're still a playoff team and we can compete? Devin Vassell is not gonna do that. I don't think you can convince him of that. Steph Castle's not gonna do that. I mean, it's be silly to get rid of Sohan anyways, because I don't want to lose the power forward position and then gain a point guard. But I just don't want to do that trade-off. But that doesn't make sense. The only thing that would make sense is they get Zach LaVine, a guy that they've been wanting forever. So I think that they take that. You get 4 first-round picks. You get Zach LaVine. You get Keldon. And it looks crazy that, oh, you're giving up so much. But a lot of these are, like, not that big of a deal, right? So, like, for instance, one of those picks that we're getting rid of was a swap for the Kings. Or it was a Kings swap that we initially had for 2031. So we're just giving that back. We gave the Bulls their first-round pick back, right? Which, I mean, it may or may not convey anyway, so why not just give them that back? We got rid of a Hornets first-round pick. That's just going to be a second-round pick after this season anyways. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a win for the Spurs. This is kind of crazy. That is true. The Kings are a mess, and they shouldn't be too greedy. Our trade work. Yeah, they do ask for a lot. Other teams only want Vic, Castle, Sohan, maybe Devin Vassell or KJ. Let's keep it. But there you go. This is not that much. I know it looks like a lot on paper, but when you really break down what you're getting rid of, it's not that big a deal at all. I mean, we're giving them away our 2025, our personal one, which I don't like doing that. But the only reason why we're doing that is because if you add De'Aaron Fox to this roster right now, the Spurs are probably in the playoffs. Yeah, you're probably a playoff team, and your pick won't be as great as it would have been if we were just a bad team. So why not? You know, you're not getting rid of that much. This ain't that big a deal. De'Aaron Fox is that good. And the wording that Shams has used for De'Aaron Fox going to another team is that, you know, they'll settle for a rental. How do you think teams feel about that? If they know, okay, we trade for De'Aaron Fox, we give you all this stuff, but like he's just a rental. How would they feel about that? They probably wouldn't like that much, right? I don't think this trade is that crazy. I think you guys were like pretty good with it. Saying you get rid of Chris Paul is wild though. That's wild. I don't know if I want to get rid of Chris Paul. I mean, I would if I have to. I will if I have to, but yeah. And then the Kings. Well, hold on. The Kings. I don't think there's any way they give us Alex Lynn. The Kings kind of need a point guard. I don't know if there's anyone on the Bulls they will be interested in. Unless we have to give them Blake Wesley, which I don't know if they want Blake Wesley. Bulls already have Lonzo Ball. Giving them Kobe White. They're probably not going to get rid of Kobe White like that. I don't know. Yeah, we'll let them figure it out. That has nothing to do with us. All I care about is what the Spurs are getting rid of. And I think this is nice. I think this is a pretty nice trade. Anyways, yeah. Don't know why Kings are trying to ask for win now players. They're not in the position to ask for that much, to be honest. No idea. But if that's what they want, that's what you have to supply. We can't supply that, right? Like, I just don't see how the Spurs supply that. Because I'll tell you this right off the bat. I don't think the Spurs get rid of 2 cornerstone players or possibly important players for the future. Like, I don't see them saying, okay, we'll give you Devin and Castle. First off, maybe that's enough for the Kings to say, oh, okay, yeah, that's win now players. But I don't think it is. I'm not saying that that's too much for De'Aaron Fox because he's that good, but like, what? No? Sohan? No? So adding Sohan to a team and saying, all right, now this is a playoff. All right, now we're ready to roll. That is not smart. Sohan's a really good player, but he's not De'Aaron Fox good. Like, he's not a trade straight up for De'Aaron Fox type deal. The only thing that makes sense is just thinking about guys they've already been interested in, and they've been interested in Zach LaVine since early 2024, you know? So that's a player where you grab him and you're like, oh yeah, we're ready to win, or we're a playoff team now still, you know, or we're a playoff team. That's the thing. We don't have to find win now players for the Kings. They are forced to deal with us on our terms. That is true. And I guarantee you the Spurs will attempt to talk all of this down. If they were to do something like this, they'll talk all of it down. And they're in a sticky situation. I don't agree with any Spurs fans saying, and I understand the mindset, but I don't understand. I don't agree with any of you guys, anybody saying like, oh, just wait till 2026. We'll get him in 2026. You can have his bird rights now. You get him now. This is the best case scenario. Waiting till 2026. First off, I don't think it'd be very beneficial for us, right? As far as the new contract or what that would look like. But number 2, honestly, I think he's gone. I don't think that the Kings can afford to wait till 2026. You just force him to play for another year just cause, and hopefully you do a sign and trade. I don't think that's going to happen. He wants out. It's obvious. It's being reported everywhere that he really prefers San Antonio. You know, a lot of times they don't like things getting out that a player requested a trade or demanded a trade or whatnot because it looks bad. Like, the agents don't want that to like be a thing. But they'll nudge organizations and saying, yes, like, find us somewhere else. So you trade him now. You're right, Clan. Kings will trade him. Yet there's no way out of this. It would just be foolish for them just to wait another year. Right now is the best time. He has an extra year on his contract. And if you trade him away, you know, like Sham said, that teams might see it as a rental, right? Like, okay, you get this rental, but at least you get him for another year. You don't just wait it out. His trade value is going to be terrible by next year. And then you might just get nothing. So if you're going to trade him, you do it now. So, yeah. So I'll leave this here. We'll see what the YouTube people have to say about it whenever we upload this quick segment. But I like this trade. I think it's pretty nice. So once again, you're getting rid of 4 players. You're getting rid of 6 first-round picks, but it's not exactly. It doesn't tell the full story, okay? There's a couple swaps. There's one that's going to convey into a second anyways, so does it really matter? So 2 of them we're just giving it back. So we're giving a swap back to the Kings. We're giving a swap back to the Bulls. You know, kind of just giving it back. And then we're giving them, you know, ours that won't be that great in 2025 if we get De'Aaron Fox. So really, you know, it's about 2 that are pretty doggone good. What if Kings demand Jeremy? No. I mean, we already gave up 6 first-round picks in this swap. You already got Zach LaVine. We already given up Keldon Johnson and a young talent in Malachi Branham in this trade. I'm not giving you anything else. That's a whole nother trade. I'm taking quite a bit off the board if I had to give up Sohan. If it's just straight up Sohan for De'Aaron Fox, I don't like that trade-off. I don't like the idea of our second best defensive player, power forward at that we have to search for another power forward. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, we made our point guard better. Now we have to go search for a power forward. I would much rather, okay, we get rid of a guard. We get our guard, right? And we still have the same problems we had before where we still need a small forward. We still need a backup big. That's fine. We'll figure that out. But I don't like the idea of this for that. But getting rid of Devin Vassell or Steph Castle makes a little bit more sense because it's like, okay, you're getting rid of guard for guard. Sure. You know what I mean? But once again, if those are guys on the table, then I'm not doing this. This just seems like a good case scenario. Third team Houston, maybe? He and his wife are Texans out here. Third team Houston because he and his wife are Texans? I know they live in or they have a house in San Antonio. But like the Rockets? What do you mean? Like who on the Rockets? Because Kings want a win now player. Who on the Rockets would the Rockets be willing to give up to the Kings? I don't know. Is there any player that they would be willing to give up to the Kings? And the Kings will say, oh, yeah, that's good enough? 3-team trade because Rockets have good players. But the Rockets are in a really good position right now. You know, if you get a third team involved, they need to be in ruins somewhat. And the Rockets are second in the West. I don't see why they would mix up anything. They have an almost 70% win rate. I would not do anything if I'm the Rockets, you know. True. Yeah. I mean, it'd be cool for us, you know, if they want to get involved, I guess, but like there's no players that they would be willing to give up if we want to hold on to ours. And I also don't think that ours is good enough. I don't think Vassell and Castle is good enough for a win now mentality from the Kings. His defense? Wait, what are you responding to? De'Aaron Fox's defense is not that good? Is that what we're talking about? Why Fox we have Castle? Guys, De'Aaron Fox is really good. Like he's star level. He's really good. If Castle could get to De'Aaron Fox's level, that would be awesome. I don't want to get rid of. I already said this though. This is why we did the whole trade. I don't want to get rid of Castle, but De'Aaron Fox is that good. Fox or Trae Young? Okay, Trae Young is a different conversation because we would have leverage there too. These fans are emotionally attached. I think a big part of it is because Castle is the rookie, right? And I don't want to get rid of him. I wouldn't do it, or you know, I'll be super hesitant. I would rather do something like this, so the Spurs just keep growing and we're not worried about, you know, because we needed a point of attack defender on the perimeter and Castle's that. So I don't necessarily want to get rid of that. But De'Aaron Fox he's really good. Matter of fact, this is the last thing I'll bring up because I bring this up a lot, but you need to keep this in mind, okay? Steph Castle is a phenomenal defender, in my opinion. Even as a rookie, he's really good. He's adjusted to NBA speed brilliantly. And out of all of his matchups, the one player that's given him the most headache has been De'Aaron Fox. Over the course of 3 games, De'Aaron Fox field goals made 10, field goal attempts 16 on 62% 42.5% from the field. He was giving him that absolute work, right? Giving him that absolute work. No one else had performances like that against him. Just De'Aaron Fox. Also, let's see. Oops. Here, let's see if I can bring this up. Also, guys, he continuously has good performances against us. So, I mean, we've seen firsthand how good he is. So it's kind of shocking that you guys are like a little hesitant right now. Look at this. So over the course of his last few games, you see we've got 22. We'll just do the points. 22 points, 23, 24, 33, 28, 43. He gave us a 43 piece. Not this last November, but the November before last. In 2023. He gave us a 43 piece. And gave us 28 before that, 31. I mean, he gives us that work. He gives us that work. And as far as assists, I mean, they've great assist numbers all the way out against us. He's a good player. Really good player. Anyways, that's all I really have to say. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. AD is out for a week. We should trade Seabass and Zach for him. That would be cool. I think a lot of players want to come here. Let's not knee jerk. Fans are scared of this trade because it means we no longer can be patient. I don't know. I don't think that's it. I think they just really like our guys, right? Like, we have a lot of faith in Castle, and we think he's going to be awesome, and people don't want to get rid of him. I don't either. I like his attitude. I want to keep him. It's just if it had to come down to it, De'Aaron Fox is that good, and Wemby is that far ahead, right? Like that. I think that's the main thing, too, is Wemby is just that far ahead. Let's see. So let's move on. Let's move on. All right, let's take a look at this. So apparently, Carolina asked a question to Wemby about the AD hate. I have not watched the clip, but I'm definitely interested in what he has to say. So let's just play it.
You guys have lost 8 of 10 and 5 in a row at home. With the road heavy schedule coming up, do you feel that this is a precarious point in the season for you guys if you want to accomplish getting back into the playoff race?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I think this is I think we're on the way back from our toughest point in the season.
He said De'Aaron. I'm sorry, reading chat. De'Aaron Fox is better than Parker. Tony Parker? I won't go that far, but as far as his athleticism, yes. You said Parker never averaged 26 points. Fox probably averages more assists than Parker too. Y'all ain't ready though. Why would you say probably? Why didn't you just look it up? And I don't know, man. Yeah, I think no, I'm not going. Tony Parker was that good. Like, Tony Parker is like legendary good. That's a lot of championships. That's a lot of championships. And he wasn't a role player. He was an active participant. Finals MVP, you know. I don't know. And he also played with Tim Duncan, so, you know, that kind of hurts his stats a little bit when you want to start comparing. But no, he was, yeah, don't go that far. Fox will be great though. I will say Fox would day one be the second best point guard the Spurs ever had.
And I think we made some efforts tonight to get out of it. So I think we're on the right way. But yeah, I mean, as much as I hate losing, losing Fizzle.
Tony Parker was a walking bucket, man. I mean, this is not just nostalgia talking. Like, I am quick to tell people, like, oh, you're just wrong there when you say that this player was this great. Like, when I talk about Bruce Bowen, I always say, yes, Bruce Bowen was a good defender, like a really good defender, but the amount of craziness where they'll say, like when I said that I think Jeremy Sohan is more talented than Bruce Bowen, like people lost it at that. Like, so I do understand to a degree, but Tony Parker is like, he's one of the greatest point guards to ever walk this earth, you know? I mean, he's one of the greatest ever. So it's just not fair. That's like me just saying, I don't know, Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell is like, he'll be our new Manu. It's like, come on. Like, oh, he's better than Manu because look at the amount of threes he can score. It's like, that's not. Come on. Yeah.
Awful, but winning feels so great. So it's let's not forget that it's easy to forget about winning.
Prime Chris Paul was better than prime Tony Parker. Maybe. I mean, I'm not angry at that. I don't care. But like Tony Parker is a top point guard of all time. Like he's in the conversation. There were constant conversations about who's better, Chris Paul or Tony Parker, back in the day. Tony Parker in 07 in the same combo as Fox. Crazy talk. Yeah. No. Fox is a star. Let's keep it at that. De'Aaron Fox is a star. Okay. Tony Parker. One point in his career, he was a superstar. Like a stretch of his career, he was a superstar.
But it's right there, so we'll get back to it.
Vic, along those lines, it seemed like for a while, your games would go down to the wire, right, for a stretch. Last couple of weeks, it seems like it gets away from you guys, or you'll get a blowout win, but either way, the margins are bigger. Is there any trend that you've noticed the last couple of weeks that maybe wasn't there before?
VJE, what do you mean? You said, what if Fox trade blows up in our face? Can you elaborate a little bit?
Late games and why they're getting away.
You're right. I don't have the answer, but I think the fact that it's, the idea that it's our toughest point in the season, maybe it contributes to that. But I don't have an explanation right now.
Enough is enough moment with Zubac when you got up and went after it.
Oh, we're asking good questions.
Frustration, there's a bunch of things.
Do you think you get a fair West whistle most nights in terms of people being physical with you?
No.
What do you do about that?
Dang, he was just honest. Can't hear? I'm sorry. Let's go back a little bit.
Frustration, our toughest point in the season, maybe it contributes to that. But I don't have an explanation right now.
Was that an enough is enough moment with Zubac when you got up and went after him?
Frustration, so it was a bunch of things.
Do you think you get a fair West whistle most nights in terms of people being physical with you?
No.
Just being honest.
What do you do about that? Do you be more vocal with the refs, or is it, as Mitch suggested, maybe it's time to take matters in your own hands, which almost happened tonight?
So it's a hard thing, to fight because it feels unfair sometimes, but and of course we talk about it with the staff, and there is some stuff I have to do to help myself. First of all,
Flop. I'm just kidding.
being strong and not bailing out shots, but also
Yes, dude. Yes, Wemby does that a lot. That's what I was telling you guys. He doesn't fight through any of it. Like, he gets a little bit of resistance and he passes out. It doesn't take much resistance either. First off, he rushes to a spot, right? He doesn't take his time at all. Like, he rushes to a spot. And then he doesn't fight through it at all.
Also, there is some work to do, like talking to the ref, of course, explaining myself. But it's for me, it doesn't feel like it's something I should influence. It's like I'm a basketball player. I'm here to play, and this is this is why it's frustrating. It's not my job to do politics. Yeah, exactly.
Raul, the Associated Press, said that Zubac did apologize afterward. He said that it was just he's not that kind of player.
So it's not even about Zubac, man. It was just frustration.
He was just upset. It didn't matter. He was just upset.
No matter who it was, Zubac is a nice guy.
When you speak about things that are unfair, recently Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers, he stated that he believes there's a narrative being pushed for you to be Defensive Player of the Year. Now, there's a lot of people that chimed in on your defense, but what's your response to people that may believe that if you were to receive an accolade in regards to your defense, do you believe that would be due to an NBA narrative?
Oh, yes. I watched that Clan the Spurs fan video, and I really do agree with him that Anthony Davis is an absolute hater. Big shout out to Clan the Spurs fan. I love his stuff. I watch every one of his videos. Gets a little weird about Sohan sometimes, but, Sohan's my boy, so it is what it is. But, yeah, next question. I'm pretty sure that's how he answers this.
Damn, I really don't care, about individual accolades, so it's
he didn't say what I just thought he was gonna say. He doesn't care about individual accolades. That's a little bit of a lie.
I really don't care, about individual accolades, so it's not something I'm gonna worry about. If I end up being Defensive Player of the Year, it means I've helped my team on that side of the court, and it means I've done my best, and I've been rewarded for it. But at the end of the day, the best reward is the wins. So it's even though it feels unfair, it's never something all these things I'm not gonna use excuses for it. If you ask me about it, I'm gonna be honest. Of course, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, it was perfect, But it's never, as I said, I'm a player. I'm never gonna use anything as an excuse, and I'm always gonna try and be the better man and do the extra effort.
You definitely was the better man on that one, because that was light and day. Anthony Davis literally went into an interview, and when these players, by the way, like, some people say, like, oh, they just kind of made up the answer on a whim. When these celebrities in general, okay, just rule of thumb, when celebrities have, oh goodness, Coke. When celebrities have interviews, they know what the questions are beforehand. Unless you just blindside them in the middle of an interview, and then I think that's a lot of times where they hop up and just bounce. Or if it's like one of those, sometimes podcasts were like more, not high profile rappers and whatnot, like maybe that's a little bit different. But for the most part, especially NBA players, they have the questions there. Like, their agents, they make sure, the PR people, they make sure that they have the questions in hand before you go into that situation. So Anthony Davis knew that was going to be a question. He could have really thought about his answer, and his answer was basically, oh, there's a narrative, and they say it's the blocks, but like, what is it really? Is that it? Is that the only thing we're looking at? Like, he was just hating on him. And it was very much so me. So it is nice that Victor answered it as a bigger man to say, I don't care about it. I care more about my team. With that being said, I think that's an absolute lie. Okay, I very much so think that Wemby cares about the individual accolades. Definitely. I think he cares about his team. Obviously, that's probably number one. But number two, he definitely cares about it. I mean, after Gobert won it, he said, okay, well, get ready. He can have it this time, right? He said about that. He's verbally said that he wants to get everything. He wants everything. So that would include MVP. That would include Defensive Player of the Year. That would include all the accolades that come with how much work he puts in. He said that. So I don't agree. I think he's just. I think that was a good answer, but not. It was true. It was kind of weird because it's like a truthful answer, but like saying you don't care about the individual accolades. I just think that's a blatant lie. But I do think that he cares about his team the most.
French. Go ahead.
Victor, oui, sur le côté un peu vocal en fait, je sais pas si t'as vu ce que Kevin Garnett a dit, si t'intéresse d'ailleurs, mais il dit j'aimerais.
We're gonna end it there. We are gonna end it there. Yes, because it's a sign of what he does for the team, but he doesn't care if he doesn't win games. That, you're right. I think that that's a good way of putting it. That he cares about the accolades. He doesn't care. But winning always comes first. So as long as we can see it that way, team winning. Winning is number one. That's the number one thing he cares about. And then he wants all the recognition underneath that umbrella that I did. What I did on the court, I need the recognition for that. I want the recognition for that. But the idea that he doesn't care about individual accolades, I don't think that that's true. But yeah, it could just be I don't care because we're losing right now. If you start off, it's like a bracket, right? Like it's like you start off, did you win? Yes. Then you go into individual accolades, and it's did you win? No. And then it branches off to I don't care about that. I want to win, and then it goes back up to did we win? That was confusing for no reason. Last year, even Gobert was better than Anthony Davis, but Wemby was better than both. Yeah, it was like it's like Anthony Davis acts like everyone just stole it from him over the years. I don't think that's true. Maybe the year with Smart getting it. I don't think Marcus Smart should have got it. I thought that was weird. Then again, I don't remember Anthony Davis's stats that year. Him and Bam? Yeah, maybe. Maybe the Bam. AD ain't really been like that in a minute. I don't know. Larry said AD quit on his team last game and is out for a week with a tummy ache. Weak sauce hater. Is he really? I haven't kept up. Timmy has something to say about stolen defense player years. Tim Duncan has some defense player years stolen. For sure. He said, and then with so many people comparing Anthony Davis to Tim Duncan, which always made me sick. Anyways, in segment. All right, there was something else I wanted to go over. And I can't quite remember what it was. Oh, I guess I could just add this into the whole. Okay. listen to this. Okay. Yeah, I want to talk about this. All right, so all right, so check it out. All right, check it out. This is actually some pretty big news. So we did on this stream trade machine, which, you know, we'll probably upload that in a different day. Maybe we'll do a Friday. I'll just upload that Friday for the people that's watching this segment later or whatnot. Unless you want to go back and watch this live stream, which is fine as well. That's on the channel. But let me talk about this, because this is actually a big deal, and I kind of mentioned it or alluded to it when we went over the trade machine thing. So first off, Shams, pretty sure it's Shams. I'm gonna always say Shams. That's what I'm gonna go with until someone corrects me. Shams went on First Take, and it was quite a bit that he said, right? This dude, Mad Dog, I don't understand how he can be on television. He has no idea what he's talking about. He said that the Spurs have no assets. What are they going to do? They can't go after him. Very silly stuff, right? Makes no sense. But Shams brought this up. He basically said that he tried to confirm with Rich Paul, you know, De'Aaron Fox's agent, is his preferred destination with San Antonio. He wouldn't say, right? And obviously an agent is going to be pretty reluctant to do that, right? Want to keep all options open. But he has confirmed, and this is very credible source, obviously, taking over for Woj. I mean, taking over that spot anyways. And he's confirmed that, yes, his preferred destination is the San Antonio Spurs, period, right? Like that's where he wants to be. And he's open to other teams, but this little part at the end, don't copyright me, it's only 6 seconds, I think is very telling. So hold on, make sure you can hear this.
If he's a rental for any other team, there is question on what price you're willing to pay.
So basically, this wording is, it's either San Antonio Spurs or a rental. So teams are getting the intel now that if we get him, he's probably not going to stay. Right? Like, it's possibly, it's going to take a lot of convincing to keep him here, because where he wants to be is San Antonio. We already know that De'Aaron Fox and his wife owns a home in San Antonio, right? People have brought up that like many a different times already. So we know that he wants to be in San Antonio. I also saw this, which, you know, just throwing it out there. I don't know how credible this is, but here, let me see if I can find it. I think I uploaded it, but not 100% sure. Just came to me. I completely forgot to have this up. Let's see here. Let's go down my Twitter here. This one. Yeah, don't know how credible this is. No, he's usually pretty reliable, right? Yeah. So it says here, according to a reliable source in San Antonio, De'Aaron Fox and his family have already been working behind the scenes in recent months to prepare for the player's arrival with the Spurs. It is now up to the negotiations between the two franchises to succeed. So could be true, could not be true. Take it for as you will. But we do know that the truthful statement in this is that his family has, you know, home in Texas. And moving on, then his wife go to, you guys can tell me, I don't know, she went to college in Texas. I can't exactly remember. Nah, that's very trust me bro info. That's why I threw it out there and said grain of salt, right. But Zach Lowe, pretty credible. So he says San Antonio is indeed the team I hear most for sources, and then went on to say that he believes that it's a make playoffs now situation when it comes to the Kings. So if that's true, obviously we did the machine, so I'll have that uploaded. But if that's true, then don't think that Devin Vassell or Castle would be enough for them to say, oh yeah, this is a playoff team now, we're good to go. Doesn't make a lot of sense, right? So more than likely that won't be the case. So a third team could possibly be involved in this, right? So just wanted to bring this up because this is actually pretty huge. This type of wording is a big deal. And this puts pressure. This is the most important thing that you can take out of all this, okay? This puts pressure on the Kings. All of those people that are saying just wait till 2026, you get his bird rights now. The best case scenario is just to do it now if you're the San Antonio Spurs. Try to give up as least amount as you can, maybe with a third team, and make it happen. Either you trade for him or you don't get him at all. Like, I don't think that the Spurs is very beneficial just to wait until 2026. Also, here's the thing. I don't think the Spurs will be able to wait till 2026, and nor do I think the Kings will be able to wait till 2026. This is the best possible situation in which you trade him now. You have one more year on his contract after this one. You can't just wait it out, right? He's telling his preferred destination. You're saying you're open to trade him. You can't just stick around and wait and hope that you can do some type of sign and trade with the team. Like, it doesn't just work like that, right? So it's risky. It's very risky. So you want to just do it now. I don't think they're able to wait. In my opinion, I think it's either the Spurs or somebody else this year. I don't think you wait. So I don't think it's beneficial for the Spurs to necessarily wait, nor do I think that it's practical that a wait is going to happen, right? Teams with players like this, teams don't want to wait it out until free agency. They're like, okay, you want out. We're open to trade you. We want to still win now. You're the most value. You have the most value right now, today. Why would we just wait? If we're the Kings, why would we just force you to play another year? Do we think that we're going to get out a championship with you with this year or the next? The Celtics lurking around. You think we're going to be able to get past that? Best case scenario, get past that? Come on. But yeah. So let me know what you think. Right? Whenever this is uploaded, you guys can let me know what you think. But just overall, pretty good. Pretty doggone good. Yeah, we actually... did we give trade... So Chris just said, I saw a 3-team trade proposal that had us, Bulls, and Kings. That's what we just did. And he said... Kings got Zach LaVine. There you go, in 1 pick. But Bulls got Collins and Trey and Malachi in picks, and we got Fox. Okay, so we gave them way more pick. We gave the Kings picks. Because another thing, okay, I actually should have brought this up. I'm way too late in this segment now to bring this up. But Shams also said in this, it was like in the middle, that De'Aaron Fox, or not De'Aaron Fox, I'm sorry, the Kings actually want a win now player and also want draft capital. So I don't necessarily think the Kings getting a pick from us is enough. And I'm sure that pick that you probably looked at, whoever proposed it, probably just proposed the pick swap, the Kings pick swap that we have for 2031. Don't think that will be enough. I'm assuming that's what it is. But maybe it's the first round 2025. But in our trade, we gave away a lot. So if they want draft capital and a player right now, we can make that happen with a third team. You know what I mean? We can make that happen. But yeah, you just have to wait and see. All right. Enough of that. All right, guys. I'm going to hop off. It's late. I will talk to you later. Like I said, I'll keep all this, or I'll upload all these over the next 2 days. And then we'll go live Friday night after the game. But yeah, I don't think Spurs get their backup center right now, unfortunately. But maybe. That would be nice. Did you do Jalen Johnson news? Oh, I didn't. I don't know if we should. Nah. Maybe we could talk about it on Friday. Maybe the Hawks have another loss under their belt. Hawks pick incoming. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be really nice. All right, I'll give it to you guys later. Everyone have a good night. I'll see you on Friday. Deuces.